Good evening, everyone. My name is Pradeep Menon, and I would like to actually welcome each and every one of you to the Team Blitz Prospecting, Contacting, Inviting Training. This is a very, very important module, purely because once you actually join the business, the first thing that you would actually want to do is start inviting people to this business opportunity. So if you know how to do it, or if you know the most effective way how to do it, it becomes very, very easy for you to actually invite your prospect, right? Now, along with me is a wonderful lady all the way from USA, come to actually support our Team Blitz, Miss Christina Perry, who's the 001 ID of the company. She's a lead marketer, she's a super coach, and she has actually helped Team Blitz build 55 countries globally. She comes with a lot of experience than any one of us in this platform. So it's really good to know as to what the perspective of an international trainer of how to prospect, how to impact can actually affect your life and actually change the way you actually start working in this organization, which is called Renown Global. So, what I would like to do right now is actually invite Miss Christina Perry. Over to you, Christina.
Thank you so much, Coach. And it's always so exciting to be able to be here with this team. You know, I love you all so much, and I know there's new people that are joining every day. And you know, it's this team right here is the one that is truly just putting countries on the map, one after the other, which is very exciting. You know, as I was thinking about this subject, Pradeep, you know, the world that we're in right now, COVID. So much in the past years, and if you think about even going all the way back to, you know, prior to having technology like this, prior to having Facebook with social media, all of these platforms, there used to be conference calls, you know, or picking up the phone, or a lot of it was what we refer to as belly to belly. You're meeting people face to face. Well, you know, I was actually looking through some of my presentations that I've done through the years, and right now, let's face it, it's different. And the way that we're connecting with people is different. You know, it's one of the forms that I've always taught, you've actually taught this before, is actually form, F-O-R-M. And of course, sometimes those mean different. The message could mean money, or the M could mean message or money, but it's family, occupation, recreation. Message, again, some people, it's a little different with those words. And that's a great way in prospecting people, is forming. And I actually have an entire presentation just on that and diving into that. But as I was thinking about this and thinking that, you know, we are approaching people for the most part through social media, through, you know, connecting with people and on all the different apps that we have right now. So that approach, somebody's not able to see you in person initially. Somebody's not able to see you, you know, eye to eye and you know, shaking your hand. Now, granted, some people have gone back to work. I know that you all are trying to get together, sometimes maybe once a week, just in small groups, trying to say hello to one another. And you have that opportunity to connect with people face to face, but it's just not happening really right now. Would you agree with me on that?
100%.
Yes.
Times have changed. No doubt about it.
Yes. And so as we go through this prospecting, inviting, there's little things that we'll be able to add to each slide. But one of the things that I think is really important for everyone to understand, we're going to go through, you know, your contacts, making a list, and a lot of this of how, you know, just the pre-setting that up of things that most of you already know to do. But it is, you've got, we're going to go through the different markets. We're going to go through, you've got your hot market, your warm market, you know, cold market, and, you know, realizing and understand the approach to all of those. But one of the first things that I'll say before we get started is that you have to be in the right state of mind to connect with people. And if you, before you start, you know, reaching out or connecting with people, you have to get your mindset in the right place. I mean, in my opinion, whether you're male or female, go look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, would I want to talk to this person? That means, you know, what is your energy? because what you give is what you're going to get back. Um, and you've got to be ready for that time frame. If you're going to prospect, take 2 hours out and say, okay, from this time to this time is my prospecting time. Get that mindset ready. Get that belief strong, because people are going to be connecting with you. It doesn't matter if it's just solely a voice note or it's just a text message. You have to be in the right frame of mind. Because again, we know this, Pradeep, what you put out is going to come back, right? What you give out is what's going to come back. There's so many things about just straight text messages. Understand the person that's receiving the text message. You have no idea what frame of mind they are in, which is why I always say, please do not ask someone for their hand in marriage before you go out on a date. Very seldom do people meet and they just run off into the sunset that very same day and get married. It doesn't work like that.
Right.
I have people that approach me every single day. Pradeep, I know they do with you as well. And sometimes I will laugh hysterically at the approach to me. And so all of that is so important. So there's going to be a lot of key points that we're going to bring up. Some as because one of the things that Pradeep and I do is we're going through this process. Other things may pop up that we want to talk about that is not actually in the presentation. I have another desk beside the desk right here, and I have right here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spiral notebooks. I know that y'all hear me talk about my spiral notebooks. If you're taking notes, just lift it up. This is my blank one for today, 14th of August. Who has one? I see some people. Let me see. Is somebody got a notebook? What are you doing? Do you have a pen or a pencil in front of you? Okay, this is not very promising. Can you unshare your screen real quick? I need to see more people real quick. Call some people out real quick. Okay, there are 44 people on here. Please, if you were okay, I'm seeing some now. I was about to call out some people. Thank you. I'm going to be taking notes as well, because we're going to go off. Like I said, you're going to see the presentation. This is recorded. You'll be able to see it again. There was something I was actually reading this morning, and it was talking about, golly, if I could just, it would take me a minute to pull it up, but it was statistically based on just reading and watching something, and in 2 weeks, how much of it will you remember? Well, guess what happens when you're literally taking notes and watching and then putting it into play? That's when in 21 days it becomes a habit. And so guys, take notes. So Pradeep, I'm going to follow your lead with this. Again, I'm going to add on as we are going through this and touching it on it. But guys, let's have some fun. Don't be surprised if we call somebody and role play. That's always fun as well. So we might call somebody out to have you unmute yourself and come on Zoom with us. So let's Team Blitz. Coach, let's start with our prospecting and inviting. And right now, make sure you're in the right state of mind. If you're not in a positive belief, you need to just shut your camera and go on. Let's have positive state of mind right now. All right, let's go, Pradeep.
Thank you so much, Christina, for that. And welcome everyone to this wonderful module, which is prospecting, contacting, inviting. Now, please understand something. How you prospect determines the way you prosper. If you cannot prospect anybody for this business, trust me, this business would not work for you. Now, a lot of people join network marketing business. However, they're very scared. They're very scared to share this with somebody out there. I mean, I've seen this as an Asian thing, Christina. Does the same thing happen in the US as well? They join a business, but they're so scared to even tell themselves that they've actually joined this business. Does it happen out there?
Yes, I think that's that's something that happens globally for sure.
Okay. So somebody has to tell somebody about what you're doing. And if you actually understand a few key points, prospecting, contacting, inviting is really fun. As I said, how you prospect determines the way you prospect and prosper in any business. Now, moving further, right? The prospecting, according to me, is like digging for gold. And you got to dig till you find the gold. Now, a lot of people don't even know where to start digging. Now, in this presentation, we will teach you where to dig for gold. But once you start digging for gold, the question is, are you going to stop digging after a minute, after 5 minutes, after 10 minutes? Or are you going to prospect till you find the gold? You got to dig till the end. And guys, ladies and gentlemen, when you find that gold, you will treasure it. You will love it, right? Sometimes some people get lucky, you know, fluke also happens in this business. Some people actually just have prospected two people, they got very lucky. But some people keep on prospecting and they don't get lucky. But it's not that they didn't get lucky, it's just that they did not find the right person yet. And that right person will come for sure if you keep doing what you're supposed to do. Now, Christina, what would you like to actually add on this?
I think what you're saying is so true. And I find it, all through the years, people giving up. And the other part of this, too, is that you were talking about how, and it is a global challenge. When somebody comes on board, are they going to turn right around and start talking about it? People, if they have this fear of rejection, people do not like the word no. And so I think one of the first things that people have to understand is if people get that yes, they'll keep digging. And so people have that fear of somebody saying no, but what you have to understand is the more you dig, you cannot give up on that. The more you dig, I mean, just as you said, I mean, you might think that you found gold, but it ended up being copper. So, but you just have to continue looking for those people and do not be fearful of the word no, because no in so many cases just means not right now. So don't be fearful of the word no. And the other thing that I always think about is for every no, tell me no, because for every no, guess what? I'm about to come to that yes. So you cannot give up and you cannot stop, and you always need to continue digging. Back over to you.
Yeah, thank you. Now, there's a reality check. And guys, everybody, please understand this. It makes sense that if you're going to build any business in the world, you must have people to talk to. Otherwise, you will be in for a very long drought in the business and your business will fail. Right. Now, all the members who actually join an opportunity, as soon as they join or just before they join, they're already skeptical, telling me they don't have anybody, anybody on planet Earth who's even a potential. Forget using the word being a client. Any business, it could be a tea shop, it could be a coffee shop, it could be a grocery store, it could be an online business, you could be actually doing a flower shop, anything, it could be a bake shop, any business. If you're not going to have people to talk to, you will have, I mean, it'll be really tough for you to do the business, and this business will fail, right? So, the very first thing I would say is all we need to do is have potential prospects. Now, we do not call them clients, we just say potential prospects. And once you have that, you contact them, right? You arouse curiosity and then you turn them into a lead. Once you show them once they become a lead, then you share the opportunity with them and then try to make them your client. Now, some people just they find potential prospect, be it on Facebook, on Instagram, online, offline. They actually meet somebody in a metro. The next thing you know, they straight away want to convert them into clients. And it just doesn't happen that way. I mean, I've actually been doing this for 12 years full time. Christina has done a lot more than me. She's done this 18 years full time. I'm sure she will agree. The first time you meet somebody, you cannot get them to sign or join the business because you don't even know them. Over to you, Christina.
I want you to take a look at, you look at this as a funnel. You'll see the upside down, whereas you've got the potential, you've got the contacts, you've got the leads. I want you to take note of that funnel. And you'll notice, and I know that I'm going to be preaching to the choir when I say that, so to speak, but you'll notice that the top part of this is much more open than when you get all the way down to the bottom where it's got your clients, or the clients would be the ones that are becoming brand promoters. So when you look at the funnel and you look at the top part, this wide, what does this mean? This means that you constantly have to be putting people into this funnel, constantly. Even if someone joins, keep putting people into that funnel, because what happens is that you're continuing to put people in the funnel, and you're going to go through the process, and we're going to give you some ideas on how to do that. But when you look at it, how many are going to come out of the bottom? So when you look at this, it comes down. So you see how the funnel works. So basically what that's telling you, common sense to all of us, you have to continually put people in the funnel. Back to you, Pradeep.
Yeah, thanks. Okay, now, another word I would like to actually introduce is the word prospecting. There's a reason why the last three letters is ing. What is ing? That means it has to be ongoing, non-stop, fluid, continuous, constant, and engaged. You can't be doing any business on planet Earth. Forget network marketing. You cannot be doing any business on planet Earth if you tell me you're going to prospect for a week and then stop prospecting forever. This has to be a continuous process. Now, what I would like to do is share a pot of gold story. And for all the people who have heard the story before, you know what's going to come up. But for all the people who are actually hearing it for the first time, please focus on the story, because this story changed my life 12 years back, and maybe the hope is that this story changes your life today. Right. Now imagine you actually step out of your house right now. You just get below your building and you see a huge, huge, huge pot. And this pot has got something shining inside. So you just take a peek, you actually look what's inside the pot, and you do realize that in this pot is a lot of gold coins, right? So now the very first thing I would like you to do is tell me. Now I know the pot doesn't belong to you, but you just saw the pot full of gold coins. First question, what would you do? Christina, can you unmute people, because I would like to actually speak to people, uh, preferably the new ones, because some of them have actually been a part of this training, so they know what they're supposed to do. But I'm actually talking about, new people, right? So Vimla, can somebody help me unmute Vimla?
They're right. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, they're unmuted.
Yeah, Vimla. Not there. Okay, not a problem. Sapna, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, Sapna, you walk outside your house, you get below your building, you see a huge pot of gold. Would you take it?
Yeah, I will.
Good, because me and Sapna are like, both of us are actually going to take the gold. So now, Sapna, you're trying to pick the spot. You realize it is very heavy. Your back starts hurting because this pot is worth, or it weighs more than 2,000 kilos. Now, Sapna, my first question to you is, can you pick something that is 2,000 kilos?
I cannot alone, so I
Good.
need
Even I
someone.
cannot. Even I cannot pick something. I'm a lot bigger than you are, but I still cannot pick this because 2,000 kilo
Yeah.
is humanly impossible to pick. So what should we do, Sapna? By the way, do we want the gold? Sapna, do we want the gold?
Yes, sir.
Do
On the
we?
goal?
Do you want the gold coins?
Of course, yes.
Of course, yes. But you cannot pick it. So what would you do, Sapna?
So I need someone to help me.
Okay, whom will you call?
I didn't get you, sorry.
Whom will you call?
I will call someone, for the trustworthy people.
Okay, first, can you tell me why will you not call somebody who's not trustworthy?
Because I'm not sure that maybe they will gonna take all without
Correct.
giving me.
Exactly. They're going to beat you up. They're going to throw you on the side and take all the gold and run away. So you will talk to somebody trustworthy. Right. Now,
Yeah.
let's say the trustworthy person you called, his name is Rizmi Muhammad. Right. So next, I would like to actually unmute Rizmi. So Rizmi, Sapna calls you and saying, Rizmi, there's a pot of gold. You rush, you go below Sapna's house. Both you and Sapna are trying to actually lift the pot, but can you both pick a 2,000 kilo pot? Can you?
No.
No, coach.
No, you cannot
Two
because
of
both
us
of
we
you
cannot,
cannot pick.
coach. Yes.
What would you do?
Yeah. I
You
will
will
call.
call.
I will call
You will
my
call a
friend,
friend.
and I will tell Sapna to call her more friend, and we will
Correct.
do.
Now let's say you call Brian. So I'm going to unmute Brian, and Sapna calls Gaurav Kumar. Right? So I'm going to unmute Gaurav Kumar. Right? Now, Rizmi, you call Brian. Gaurav was called by Sapna. Now it's the four of you trying to pick the pot of gold. Clear?
Yeah.
It's the four of you
Yes.
trying to pick the pot of gold. Okay. Now, the four of you are trying. You're trying very hard. You're trying to pick that pot of gold. Do you think the four of you can pick the pot of gold?
No.
What are you guys going to do?
We,
I will
at
tell
least
Brian
minimum
to bring
everybody will
their
call
friend
10
and,
people.
yeah.
Okay. So what is going to happen?
Till it's not manageable, then we'll call more friends.
Correct. So, but first you will obviously like lesser friends, right? So now let's say Rizmi calls two, Brian calls two, Sapna calls two more, Gaurav calls two more. So that's 8 plus 4, 12 people. Let's say you end up picking the pot of gold. Let's say you picked it. Let's say you picked the pot of gold. What is the first thing you will do with the pot of gold? Remember,
Sure.
you guys are below Sapna's house. So what is the first thing that you do?
Share the
We'll take
gold.
this quote at Sapna house
Correct.
and
You will take this pot to Sapna's
we'll
house.
divide equally.
Now the pot is in Sapna house. What would you do now? You are
We'll
12
share.
people in the room.
We'll divide equally.
You will divide 12 people, 2,000 kilo worth of gold by 12 people. Correct? Okay. Sapna, you got, just 1 minute, just need my calculator. So it was 2,000 kilos divided by 12. You got 166 kilo of gold. Right?
Yeah.
Is Mahendra there? Can somebody see Mahendra? I thought I saw him. No, can somebody tell me how much is a pot of gold? Sorry, how much is 1 kilo gold today? Is it 40,000 dirhams? I don't know. How much is 1 kilo gold? Gaurav?
One second, coach, I'm checking.
Yeah. Sapna is laughing. Because Sapna just made a lot of money. Once again.
225.
No. I'm just because no one knows for the gold, so everyone is
No,
checking.
1
That's why.
kilo gold. Guys, I'm not talking about 1 ounce gold. 1 kilo gold.
Yeah.
1 kilo of gold is worth, this is US dollars.
2,28,770
How much?
dirham. 2,28,770
Okay, so just
dirham.
Okay, so Christina, is it close to 60,000 US dollars?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay.
Yes.
So 166 into 60,000 US dollars, that is 9.9 million US dollars, Sapna, right? 9.9 million US dollars was your share. Are you happy, Sapna?
I'll be too much happy.
Too much happy. Rizmi, your friend Sapna called you. Are you happy because of your friend?
Yes, coach. I'm thankful for Sapna to be calling me.
Okay. Brian, how much is 9.9 million US dollars in Nigeria? Okay, I
I
don't
have
even
to
know.
calculate.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. They'll call you president there. Not a problem. That's a lot. Right? That's a lot of money. You can buy
A
one.
lot of money, yeah.
Yes, you can buy two countries in your name. You can call a country Brian because you got that much money.
Yeah,
What would you tell Rizmi?
because
What would you tell Rizmi and his
I
family
will,
for the rest of your life? What would you tell them?
I will eternally remain grateful.
Yes, eternally remain grateful. Okay, Gaurav, Sapna, a Nepali friend of yours, called you, and because of this, you made 9.9 million US dollars. What would you tell Sapna?
Thank you so much, and I will give grand party in Burj Al Arab to Sapna and his family, to
No,
everybody, and I will call all my renowned friends also.
it is not only a party. It's not only a party, guys, because that's a lot of money.
It's
That's
a
life.
lifetime achievement, lifetime benefit.
Yes, it's a lifetime, earning. It's a lifetime event. Now, let's connect back to the training. This opportunity called Renown is more than 9.9 million US dollars. This opportunity called Renown, you can make 100 million US dollars if you like. The person who's invited you, what should you be telling them? Eternally grateful. Thank you for the rest of your life, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And that is the pot of gold story, guys. Now, if I were to actually call a friend of mine, let's say I am calling Jagan. I'm saying, Jagan, come below my house right now because I need you right now. Jagan tells me, bro, I'm sleeping. What would I tell Jagan?
I
Anyone?
have 2,000 goals.
Sleep
No,
more.
no, I
So
cannot tell that. I'm on the phone. I'm on the phone. I'm on the phone. What would I tell Jagan? I call Jagan. Jagan says, can you please come to my house right now? Jagan says, bro, I'm sleeping. Knowing me, I would probably say, beep your sleep, bloody come here. That's what I would say. Right? And one more thing I would say, Jagan, if you don't come here, I'm going to come to your house and kill you.
Exactly.
Right. I would do that. So, will Jagan come?
Yes.
Yes, Jagan will come. Now, the next phone I pick up, let's say I'm going to call Pradeep Nair. Pradeep Nair is going to say, oh, I'm going to watch a movie with my wife. What am I going to tell Pradeep Nair? Pradeep Nair, you come here, I will make a movie for you and your wife. Just come here because it's a lot of money, right? I'm not going to say, oh, I'm sleeping, I'm eating, I'm this, I'm that as an excuse for not calling them. Because I need to pick the pot of gold ASAP. Because the faster I pick the gold, the faster the gold is mine. Now imagine, Sapna, you found the pot of gold, but you're just waiting, thinking what to do. What is going to happen? Another guy will be walking on that same road. Let's say his name is Lucky. Lucky will ask, what are you doing here? He goes, Dost, I found a pot of gold, but I'm really not sure what I should do. But Lucky will tell you, hello, it is mine. I put it here. Okay, you go. I'll take care of it. I've come back to take it. Is that what you tell you? Yes. So, do you have all the time in the world to think what you need to do for the pot of gold? No. You have to be spontaneous. You got to be instantaneous. You got to figure it out as to how you would take the pot of gold. Am I right or wrong? But when it comes to a network marketing opportunity where you can make that kind of money, nobody wants to be spontaneous because you people are not able to visualize the power, the strength of this business. But what we'd like to tell you is this business is very, very strong. Now, in my previous company, which is again owned by Mr. Mel Gill, if I tell you there were so many prospects, so many downlines, no, not prospects, downline, right? Including one from Harold's team. Christina, this is really funny. They called 10 friends. I was like, bro, like, yeah, pot of gold. What? Pot of gold? What do you mean? 100 kilo gold you want? I was, yeah, sure. Yeah, come. They started inviting people to the presentation hall saying, I'll show you pot of gold, 100 kilo. Whatever you can take fast, pick it fast. There were people who came for that presentation with sports bags, backpacks, because they want to put the gold in there. How do they take so much gold? They came with this. They all come to the presentation hall. Now, one person managed to bring in 16 to 17 people that one presentation. Now he got stuck because now he's scared his friends are going to beat him up because he said pot of gold and they don't know what to say. So then he comes to me and says, Coach, I bought 17 people for pot of gold. Please help me. I said, okay. I was the presenter for that night. I showed the plan. When I finished the sign up, I said, guys, this opportunity is like a pot of gold. And anybody who wants to take it can take it. Some of you may have come for 1 kilo gold. Some of you may have come for 10 kilo gold. Some of you may have come for 100 kilo gold. This pot can make everybody happy, provided do you want gold? So then my next question was, how many people in this room want gold? Everybody put their hand up, right? So, do you want to join the business or join the business? Everybody said, join the business. I said, hallelujah. And I walked out of the stage. This is what happened. This is how that closing was done. So do people, when you give these stories that you learn in trainings, when you tell these trainings to people, do people apply this? Yes. And does it work? Yes. The pot of gold story is real, guys. It was there in Karama, a very, very small coffee shop. It was called Mighty, which had 6 seats. People said, what kind of stupid coffee shop is that? Correct. It was a very small coffee shop. So nobody took it seriously, right? And from there, we started digging. Digging. 6 months later, the coffee shop has reached 55 countries. Did we get the gold? Not yet. Not yet. Why? Because we are still digging. Because somebody said, when the company is in pre-launch, we will not give you gold. What is the rule? In the pre-launch, we don't give you gold. We give you only copper. We are in the pre-launch. We are getting only copper right now. But imagine when we actually go to the launch and the momentum. What are we going to give you? We are going to give you gold. But only those who are available in Sapna's house would get the gold. Correct? Can somebody say, I wanted to come to Sapna's house, but I didn't come, so give me my share? No, that doesn't work. So only the people who are available will get this pot of gold. And all the others may see the copper, take a small copper coin and leave. Some people may think you're joking and they won't even take it seriously and they leave before Even the copper coin comes out. And this is the pot of gold story. So if everybody in this group actually understood the pot of gold story, please give me a reaction button, a thumbs up, or go to the chat and type the number 1. Right? Go to the chat, type the number 1. And this is the pot of gold story. I understand some of you people are thinking this is copper pot. Okay. Some of you are thinking this is not even a copper pot. That's okay. This is not a copper pot. You're correct. This is a gold pot. And the rule says during the pre-launch, we will not give you gold. We will only give you copper. Does everybody understand the rules? Yes. Pre-launch gives you only copper. So if you want to leave with the copper, you can leave with the copper. But if you want to take the gold, you have to hang in a little longer, and you need to dig a little deeper. Right? Anything you would like to add on this, Christina?
No, because you had people that came in and were working with you with this. I absolutely love the story, and also loved some of the comments in there. So no, perfect. I love the story.
Okay, I can't see comments because I'm on the other side of the presentation, but I will actually look at the comments. Christina, I don't know how to save the comments after the recording is done, so you might have to guide me on that, how to save comments.
I will. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so guys, that is the pot of gold story. So all the people from MIT, hang in there. We are getting started. Our 6 chairs in MIT has already become 2,000 chairs in 55 different countries. We're still digging. We've just reached the copper part. The gold is yet to come. And guess what, guys? I've got a good news. After the gold is reached, you dig a little more, we also have a diamond mine. And the diamond mine will be discussed in the next training, right? So let's proceed from the pot of gold. There are 4 kinds of people that you can prospect. The very first is hot. The second one is warm. The third one is influence. And the fourth one is cold. Now, Christina, these people have heard me a million times take this slide. So can they please hear it from you? Just each and every circle, how to tackle them. Because that's where they're having a problem. They don't know how to tackle hot prospects, warm prospects, influential prospects, and cold prospects. So over to you, Christina.
Absolutely. When you look at this, and here's the one that I'm going to start with. I'm going to actually start with the influence. And what I do love about this is that when you have people that have trained through the years, you do get a little bit of a different perspective. So what's interesting is I have not actually heard Pradeep train on this, and he has not heard me. And some of you may have heard Pradeep. So what I love is that, you get different ideas here. But I'm going to start with influence. So one of the things that I love to strategize. Strategy to me, especially when you're in business, is very important. And, we've talked in the past about, how are you going to build your business? Are you going to build it like a hobby because you'll make hobby money? Or are you going to build it like a business so you can make, excellent money? When I look at influence and I look at people that are influential, I want to talk about this list. Now, by the way, this list could also, these influential names that I'm going to talk about, these could be hot, warm, cold. Okay. When I look at a list of people of influence, take that and look at somebody that is highly respected. Somebody that, because when you're starting a business and you do this right now, it doesn't matter if you've been here 2 days, you're a guest on here, you've been here for 5 months. This is something that you can reinvent yourself, as we say. We are always reinventing ourselves in this business. But take a look at people that are influential, people in your circle that you respect, people in your circle that others respect. An influencer is someone that can say something and people will listen. You might think that an influencer has to be somebody who is already making a lot of money. That's not necessarily the case. Over here in the United States, and I don't know what it is in other areas, but some of the most influential people are the people that are paid on a very low scale. For example, teachers. We may have some teachers. If we have any teachers, educational people on here, I would love for you to put that you are, in education. Over here in the United States, people that are in this field are not paid well at all. And they, in my opinion, should be some of the top people income-wise. Nurses that are out there, they're underpaid. In the world of, police officers and things like that, people are underpaid. Coaches, over here in the U.S., coaches, now I'm not talking about collegiate or professional coaches, talking about people that are in lower, whether it's, high school, that's still also in the education. I'm mentioning these people because people listen to coaches. People listen to pastors. People listen to teachers. So look at a group of influential people that are successful in their own right. You want to make a list. By the way, write down memory jogger. I talked about this on a corporate training a couple of Saturdays ago. Write down memory jogger. You can go Google that anywhere and print off, take a snapshot of a memory jogger, because this is going to also help you in making your list. But people of influence, the majority of these people, and I'm not going to say 100%, but the majority of these people that are on the influential list are people that can drive the business. So one of the things that you definitely want to do is right now make that list. Let me just mute out real quick, a little bit of background noise. Make out that list of influential people. And my approach to an influential person is simply this. Now, again, whether it depends on how well you know them. So the ones that are hot, so the people that are in your circle that are hot prospects, meaning that you've got your phone number, you can call them up. If I'm calling someone that I respect, I am going to tell them just that. I'm going to call them up and I'm going to say, Pradeep, hi, I hope you are doing well. Just wanted to touch base with you. How are you? How is the family? Check in first on how life is going. Because again, based on, and I'm going to make sure I'm in the right frame of mind, correct? But when I call him, I don't know what at that moment is going on in his life, so find out how he or she is doing. But one of the first things that I'm going to say to Pradeep after the niceties and say, you know what, I just wanted to give you a call, Pradeep, and the reason why is, first of all, I have so much respect for you. And tell him why. If it's because of what he's done in business, if it's because, based on, what his background is, Pradeep happens to have 2 MBAs, but I just have had the most respect for you in the sense of business. And so you are one of the first people that I wanted to call. Now, he may be the 50th person that is in the line because you've already called people right now, up to date. But you can still say that because one of the first people could be in the top 100 or whatever that is. But I wanted you to be one of the first people that I called in regard to an amazing opportunity. Now, I'm not sure if this is for you or not, but Pradeep, I just would love for you to take a look at this opportunity called Renown Global. So he's a hot prospect that is also an influencer. So right now, you want to make that list. Go to the memory jogger. Get out your list. He's going to talk about how many prospects you have on a phone. This is coming up. But influential people, these are people that you respect. Sometimes people. Here's what's interesting, Pradeep, is that, and we've trained on this. Guess what most people will do? Most people will call the people, you've got on a scale of 1 to 10, people, you rate yourself. So let's just say I rate myself in business a 7. Most people initially, guess what? They're going to call they're going to call all the ones from 1 to 6 because they have influence over those people. So those will be the very first people that they call. Well, what you should be doing is calling those influencers, and they may be at a level above me. They may be at a level of an 8 or a 9 or a 10, but most people are afraid to call those people, right, Pradeep? Because they think that this person may be more successful or is more intelligent, or they're just going to say no. So they will never call the people that may bring more to the table than themselves. Does that make sense? So when you're looking at, and I'm sticking to the influential people, and then I'm going to have you come in and hit on these other ones. But to me, that influential list is one of the first ones. And you want to call a 10. You want to call an 8. If you feel like that yourself, you rate yourself in business and running this business, we're always learning. So nobody's a 10. Let me just say that. If you're rating yourself a 10, don't do that. But call people that you do have that much respect for. Now, I know that I've talked a lot just on that influencer subject. I would love to hear your point of view with the influence, Pradeep.
Sure thing, Christina. Well, when it comes to the influential circle, okay, now please understand, Renown Global is an international opportunity, right? So now let's say Christina Perry, okay, I used to actually work as a CEO of a company. Let's say Christina is working for the CEO for the other company. I would actually give Christina a call and say, Christina, you have a lot of experience in business development across multiple countries. I have a project and I would want you to take a look. This needs some international business development experience. That's it. We can make a lot of money. This can pay us a fortune. My first question is, I want to ask everybody out here, do you think Christina Perry would at least meet me up for a cup of coffee? Yes. Yes, she will. She will meet me up at least for a cup of coffee. Now, I'm a CEO. She's a CEO for another company. It doesn't matter what grabbed her attention. International, you have experience. I want to show you something. It's a win-win. I always use this word. Please write this word down. I know people just like to listen and don't like to write any words down. Write this word down. Mutually beneficial. What does it mean? Something for you, something for me. Mutually beneficial. Now, if I tell her something that is not mutually benefiting me, am I excited to tell her that? No. If she's not going to get anything, if I'm telling her this, is she excited to hear that? No. Mutually beneficial. Why? And if you use the right words, your prospects will at least come for a cup of coffee. Right. Someone like Senthil. Senthil is Sri Lankan. He calls another Sri Lankan, and says, dude, I want to launch something in Sri Lanka and I want to actually take your second opinion on the same. I want to launch something in Sri Lanka. I want to take your second opinion in the same. Can we meet up for a cup of coffee? What would he say? I think he will say yes. Now let's say, Harshita, you're from Indore. Okay? And I'm saying, Harshita, I need to start something in Indore. I've never been to Indore. I need your local expertise of Indore. So I want to meet up with you. Would you meet me up? Yes, you will. Yes, you will. I call Brian and say, Brian, I'm actually starting a huge operation in Nigeria and I want to actually find out how business works in Nigeria because I've never worked in Nigeria. Would Brian come and meet me for a cup of coffee? Yes, he would. Did I tell him MLM? No, I did not say MLM. I did not say network marketing. I said, I am launching something in Chennai. Jaga, you know, I don't have any experience in Chennai. I'm looking for people with hands-on experience in Chennai. I feel you are the right one. I feel. So, can we meet up on Zoom and actually see if there can be a win-win between us? So, would you come to the Zoom? You will come to the Zoom. Yes, you will. Right? You gotta give something that's mutually beneficial for the other person. And if you are not able to do that, this person is not going to be able to connect with you. Right? That's how you do with the influential circle. Now, let's actually move to the best circle, which is called the hot. The hot circle is the easiest one. Guys, go back to thinking pot of gold story. Sapna. Sapna got up below her house. Oops, pot of gold. What does she do? She doesn't call an influential person. Neither does she call a cold who's a stranger. She'll call hot. And who's the hot? Immediate family, close friends. Now, I know a lot of expats in Dubai are not with their immediate family. Correct. Close friends. There are people who have been 7 years, 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, 12 years, 20 years in Dubai. They have close friends. And if you tell me you have no close friends, there's something wrong. Seriously wrong. Right? Why? What's wrong with your character that you don't even have one friend? Now, I would doubt you as an individual because you're characterless. Because you don't have one friend. Think about it. Harshita, if you can actually unmute yourself. Are you
Yes,
telling
Coach.
me you're okay to give away 2,000 kilo of gold because you're in Dubai? No. You say, oh, I don't have any friends in Dubai. Kismat. It is not in my forehead that I get a gold. Is that what you're going to say and walk away from the gold? Is that what you
Never.
would do? Never. Correct. So you will call your hot prospects and say, guys, I'm going to do something. And this. By the way, hot prospects, there are so many ways to actually prospect them. Right? I actually call a friend and say, hey, I'm going to Thailand. Why? It's COVID-19. Yeah, I know, but it's free. What is free? COVID-19? Not COVID-19. Thailand is free. So I'm going. I can take one friend along. You want to come? Really? Yeah. Okay. Then you come and meet me. Why? Because we've got some work before I actually give you the free ticket. Why? Because back then he had to actually make $1,200 only, then he can come with me, correct? I'm talking about the Thailand promotion. You can use any part of the presentation or something even outside the presentation to prospect a hot circle. You can use anything. Right? Now, this is as far as the hot is concerned. Anything you'd like to actually add on this, Christina? On the hot part? The hot circle?
No, I think that you really covered that well, and I think that's good. I did want to say real quick, as I had shared with you, unfortunately, I have to leave the training, which I don't want to, but I need to take my daughter somewhere. But you know, as Pradeep continues going through this, you know, all of these different kinds of markets, as he's talking about this, just be thinking about those people and write those names as he's talking. That's not trying to distract you, but names will come up as he's talking about this. So be sure to just start jotting down those names. Pradeep, I hate that I do have to leave right now, but this is such a great training and I cannot wait to see it. I'm going to come, when I get back though, I'm going to see if you're still on. And if y'all are still on, I will join back. Okay.
Definitely. Thank you so much for stopping by, Christina.
Thank you. I hate that it wasn't, I want to be on the next one. Take care, everyone.
Great.
Bye.
Great. Okay, so this is the hot circle. The next circle, warm circle. Who are these? These are ex-colleagues, old college mates that you're not too much in touch with, but they still know you through your name, right? By the way, I actually reconnected back with the alumni of my school and my college. Most of the schools and college has an alumni group on Facebook or LinkedIn. Very good place to reconnect. For all those people who have left their schools and colleges long back, you can always find the school alumni and actually get connected and start connecting with old people. These are warm people, and you can get connected to them, right? There are 100 ways to actually, it could be ex-colleague, it could be a different department, you have not bumped into each other for a very long time. You can connect with them, you can invite them to this opportunity, right? Rizmi, Bijli is a warm contact. You know the Bijli who you actually brought to the presentation that day? He's a warm contact. Him and me used to work 15 years back. But as soon as he saw me, he actually asked me, "Are you from Star Auto?" I said, "Yes, I used to work there. Why?" He goes, "I used to work for you." I'm like, "Okay." And he calls me sir because I used to be his manager. So I told Bijli, very, very good project. Now Bijli wants to join. Very good. Join the business. Now comes the cold prospects. Guys, when we were prospecting, we didn't have the Zoom.com. We didn't. And we were doing a lot of belly to belly, as in face to face. I remember. Now, please understand, sometimes or most of the times with cold prospects, it's presence of mind. Right? Now, I'll give you a live story of a cold prospect contact, right? I was in Fujairah. We actually went there for a mass presentation in the evening. But we went there early because we had one meeting, a small meeting, which we had to meet with a couple of teams. So we went early. So we decided first we finish lunch, then meet the team, then go and do the mass presentations. So we were there for lunch. We went in this Indian restaurant. So it was me and one more Indian. So there were two Indians. There was one Filipino guy and there was one Pakistani guy. This was the four people who went from Dubai to Fujairah. So the Filipino guy was there, the two Indian guys were there, and there's one Pakistani guy. So four of us went there. Now when we actually went there, we finished the lunch. We were standing outside and I was just lighting a cigarette, looking around, and a Filipino girl who is dressed fairly well is walking towards us. Yeah, walking towards us. Now, I was not wearing my glasses, so I couldn't really see her. But I could see a girl is walking, but I could not see her. She kept coming closer and closer and closer. And when she came that closer, I actually looked at her and I told myself, good prospect. This Filipino guy who actually works with me, we do a lot of body language talking. So I just looked at him and looked at the girl. The next thing he goes was, "Excuse me." Now this is the Filipino guy speaking to the Filipino girl. So she stops walking because she was walking. He actually tells her, "Ma'am, we have come from Dubai. We would like to go to this hotel next to Gold Souk. Can you tell us how to go there?" So Jason asked this girl for direction. Now, Senthil, tell me something. If I were to stop you on the road and ask you directions to go to somewhere close by, or if I'm in Dubai Mall, I ask you, "Okay, fine, this is Candelicious, but I need to go to the Adidas store," and you know the Adidas store, can you guide me how to go there?
Yes.
Good. So this lady said, "Oh, it's very simple. You got to go straight, second roundabout left, on the right is this place that you want to meet." I said, "Okay." So this girl knows where this hotel is. Now he's wondering, now how do I prospect her now? He asked her, "Where is this hotel?" She gave the direction to the hotel very well. He goes, "Basically, we have come from Dubai." She goes, "Okay. And we are looking for Filipinos in Fujairah who would like to make some money. Do you know any Filipinos in Fujairah who would like to make some money?" Now the girl, she's thinking. After that, she goes, hello, me. I said, he's like, what? You? Yeah, me. Okay. So you know the hotel, right? Oh, she's the one who gave directions to us? She said, yeah, I know the hotel. 8 p.m. sharp, come there. She's asking, can I bring a friend? Yeah, bring all your friends. Because tomorrow, are you going to be here tomorrow? No, we are going back tonight. So there is no second follow-up meeting. They did not even exchange the numbers. They said, that's where it is. He said, okay, I will come with my friend. We go. I told him, well done. He goes, do you think she will come? I said, no, I'm not sure. But if she comes, I know she will sign up. This I know. Okay, we went for the presentation. She came. She came with two of her friends, both Filipinos. Now, what did she tell them? Very simple. I was walking on so-and-so street. We met a Filipino guy who said he was looking for Filipinos who want to make some extra money in Fujairah. I said, I'm interested. And I said, maybe I'll get some friends along. You also come along. They came along. They saw the plan. They signed up on the spot. It is not what you say, guys. It is how you say it. So all the four circles that we're talking about, be it hot, warm, influential, or cold, can be tackled very easily. Now, how to build a prospect list. Guys, this has to be done religiously, because only when you do this religiously are you seriously going to see the effect of this working for you. And if I'm not mistaken, a lot of you people are trying to see how this can help you. Now, there are 4 steps for finding prospects. Okay, step number 1, add them to your list. Include all the people you can think of, all of them, and this list becomes your so-called database, right? I still do it manually on a book. Database. I write all the people that I know down. Why? Because you don't want to forget anyone else. The next question is, who else? Now add the people who your prospects know. Now let's actually do this as a example out here, right? Now, Abhijit, anybody from your team on this call? Abhijit? Okay, he's stuck. Senthil, anybody from your team on this call?
Yes, coach. Yeah.
Who?
I have Hamad.
You have Hamad. Now, very simple.
I have BK. Yeah, I have BK also.
So you have people in the group. Very good. Now, add people to the list. What does it mean? Now, how many people do you know in your prospect list? Let's say 200, right?
Okay.
Add your downlines list to your list, which means what? Hamad,
200,
how many people do you have on your list? So, Senthil, let's say Hamad says 100.
Yeah.
So what do? You add that 100 to the number 2. Who else? Add the people who your prospects know or your team knows. Add people who your friends and family know. Add them. I would actually talk to my brother and say, listen, I'm looking for 20 people who are of this profile. Do you know these kind of 20 people? I'm not asking my sister to join the business. I'm just asking her, does she know these profile people? Right? Harshita, I were you, I would not prospect my brother-in-law, but I would ask my brother-in-law, do you know people who fall in this category? And if the answer is yes, can you give me their names? Because I'm looking for them. It's called steering interest. Now, expand your list. This is number 3. Expand your list constantly. At least add 2 people to your list daily. Now, is it possible to add 2 people to your list daily? Yes, thanks to social media. It's very easy to add 2 people to your list. And number 4, meet on purpose, right? Don't hide, right? Don't join the gym to do volunteer work. Tell them it's a mutually beneficial thing. So let's meet up. Now, that meetup can be a face to face meeting, that meetup can be a meetup on Zoom, it can be anywhere you want. Doesn't really matter. Is that clear? Is what I'm saying making
Coach,
sense to anyone? Yes, Harshita?
in last 2 days, I have added more than 42 people in my Facebook as friends. Last
Very
two
good.
days.
Very good.
I'm flooded with messages till date on just that one post. It's gone over 100 now on my messages, which I have not touched because I don't have time to reply to each and every one of them.
Correct.
But slowly and slowly, I'm following up with four at a time.
Correct. And you will see results. You will see results. Right? So keep doing this as an exercise. Add 2 people to your list every day. Now, once you've actually done this, now understand a few things. Okay, start looking for people who want to earn an extra income. Now, guys, this is very, very keen and important. Start looking for people who want to earn an extra income. Now, there are a lot of people who have dreams in the past, but they have forgotten about their dreams. Okay, most of them need and want extra money. Show them how your company can actually fulfill that. Again, I say, look for people who want to do the business, not for the ones who just need it. Now, every Thursday, we have something called a star showcase, where there are different people from different walks of life coming and giving us testimony, right? I'm not sure if you guys realize this. Mr. Mel Gill, he writes the testimony. He writes. Why does he write it? It's very simple. If Mel Gill ever meets a teacher, you know what Mel Gill would say? Oh, wonderful. You're a teacher. I've been looking for a teacher. Why? Oh, it's very simple. I've been associated with the company and I see and I've realized teachers are doing very, very well in that. There are tons of teachers from Philippines. There are tons of teachers from Dubai who are doing very well. So I started looking for a teacher and to my luck, happy birthday, I found you. If you talk to the prospect this way and be happy that you actually found a teacher, will the prospect not connect? The prospect will connect. You know, somebody tells you, Harshita, I'm a double MBA. Really? Yeah. Oh my God. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh Lord. The guy look at his saying, what's that? You know, we have a coach who's a double MBA and we're very impressed by him. You know Mr. Pradeep Menon? No. Oh, thank God for that. I want to actually, introduce you to something because we are looking for a double MBA because we are having a global expansion project which is actually going across multiple countries and maybe your experience in MBA can actually help us in that. So you connect it to this. Only you can connect if you know the stories. That's why it's very, very important that you know the stories. Because if you know the stories, you can connect very, very well. Guys, these stories that you get to hear every week on a Thursday, I don't know how many of you does it motivate, but definitely motivates me. If you remember Mr. Raman, who was actually one of the testifiers yesterday, he was not well. He had a pipe in his nose. To really feel how that feels like, put a pipe in the nose and then start talking. You realize it's painful. But if he can do the business and there's no pipe in your nose, you should be able to do the business a lot better, right? But when you start sharing the stories, that's when people start understanding the essence of what you guys want to speak. So start looking for people who definitely want to do the business, not just the people who want to earn that extra income. Because extra income is welcome, but a lot of people are too lazy. They're not going to do anything for it. Right. Now, there's a huge difference between a prospect and a project. Now, a lot of people think they're actually a welfare project for the sponsor. So I asked them, why did you join the business? I joined the business because Lucky told me to join. I said, okay, but you didn't like the business? No, I only joined for Lucky. Who is this guy? This guy is a part of a Lucky Welfare Association. Is this guy going to do the business? No, he's not. He's not going to do the business. Ignore him, right? They end up making you guys work for them. They make you guys end up work for them, and they take a lot of your valuable time and emotionally drain you out. So always learn to differentiate between a social welfare project and a proper prospect, because there is a huge difference between the word prospect and a project. Now, network marketing. Please understand one thing, guys. This is not net welfare marketing. This is network marketing. Your prospect, or you should prospect for those people who have the history of working. And if they are not having a history of working well, they become a $5, $10, $20 headache for you in your life. When I go to LinkedIn, Senthil, watch me. When I go to LinkedIn, I look for profiles which actually say learning, independent, business development, vision, growth. These are words I look for in their profile. So when I find profiles that say that, are they good prospects? Yes. Why? Their profile says it. I don't want to end up being somebody who's actually joined me as a welfare project. No. Look for people who have the history of working. Now, there's something what's called 5-star golden rule. Look for people who are at least 21 years of age. Because when you call students, you prospect them, you show them the plan, they always end up saying, oh no, I need to check with my parents because I don't have the money. So look for people who are at least 21 years of age or independent. Number 2, dreamers and people who have ambition. A lot of people in the world are looking for that one break that can change their life. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, renown is definitely more than that one break. Number 3, look for believers. You know, there are some people who, no matter who you are, no matter where they come from, you tell them, they'll never believe you. Never. So look for believers, because believers is what's going to help you build the business. Look for happy people. You don't want these sad, depressing people in your life. We are looking for doing a business. We are looking for business partners. And look for people who like to enjoy life. And these people are those kind of people who look for some things to happen in the future. That's the 5-star golden rule. Now, this is a killer formula. If you have actually understood this, you've understood everything about contacting, prospecting, inviting. And this is actually called the D2 formula. Okay, D2 is basically D1 and then D2, right? D1 stands for dissatisfied in life. You'll find a lot of people who are dissatisfied in their life, right? That's okay. That's only one point. But more important than being dissatisfied in their life is the D2. It's the desire to change. There are some people who are doing miserable. You ask them, so you love your company? I hate my company, bro. Okay, bro. What are you doing about it? Nothing. How many years you hate your company? 19 years I hate the company. Where are you working? Same company. This means they don't have the desire to change. So no matter how much pressure their boss puts, even the boss beats them or shoots them, they are still in the same company. That means zero desire to change. People who are in their comfort zone will never do the business. You can come for a one-off training. These people will actually give you so many wonderful excuses, and even they know they're giving excuses, but they'll still do it. The people who are in the comfort zone, forget them. They need to have D2, they need to be dissatisfied in life and have the desire to change. Now, when you're actually prospecting, there are three buttons. If you can actually remember, a button is a trigger. Okay? A trigger. So you got to trigger the button. You got to push the button. Once you push the button, maybe you get lucky. The first button is called an entrepreneur button. Now, what is an entrepreneur button? You actually ask John, if you were given an opportunity to start a business, would you start a business? Ask. So yeah, if I were given an opportunity, I would start a business. And John, I've got a very, very good business for you with a very, very nominal sum of money. You can start a business. Come, let me show you the business plan. That's an entrepreneur button. Ask them, right? The second one is a consumer button. What's a consumer button? These people like products. They like health products. They like traveling. They like telemedicine. They like this. They like these kind of things. So with such people, you actually talk about, seriously, with such people, you talk about only the product because they don't really get the business. But the third one is my favorite, which is called the dud button. I did this. When it works out, it looks like a hero move. But I actually did this. I actually met this guy who was totally not interested in life. I prospected him. He gives me that attitude. I said, dude, I know you can't do this, but do you know somebody who can do this? I said, yeah, I do. So I asked who. He said, I have two people I can think of who can do this. Who? Jagan and Senthil. Who is Jagan? Jagan Chennai. Oh, Chennai, okay. What he does in Chennai? He is very good in sales. Best sales is Jagan. Give me Jagan's number. He gave. Jagan, I don't know you. This guy gives me a number. Both of them. You have anybody who's best in sales? No, only Jagan. Do you have a person who's best in manager? Yeah. I have one friend who's very best in manager. What is his name? Senthil Kumar. Where is manager? He's manager in Dubai Mall. Very good. Where is he from? Sri Lanka. No problem. Can you give me Senthil's number? Yeah, take. He gave me the second number. So he gave me one friend who is best in sales. Another person he gives me who is best in management. I actually personally called up these two prospects and I said, so-and-so has given me a reference. We're having a sales project, Jagan, and we are looking for blah, 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 blah dynamics. So he gave me your name, so I'm talking to you for this. Are you interested? Jagan said yes. I called him, showed him the plan, signed up as my direct. I didn't tell this guy, you bring two people, I will give you your ID free. No, I didn't do that. You can't do it, no? Very good, don't do it. But take the numbers from these people. Because understand this, every dud, they know a stud. They may not be the smartest person on planet Earth. They may not, right? They may genuinely not be smart. But let me tell you what, they have contacts who can be very, very smart. You can even ask them, John, do you know somebody who's very, very smart? Much smarter than you? Yeah, I know 4 people who are very smart. Very good. Can I get their number? Right? I want to know how smart they are. Take. They will give you the numbers. Collect the numbers from them. Call them directly. You will see successful. You will see success. So that's called the dot button. Now, there is something called power prospecting. People, I know a lot of people are not even in front of the camera. A lot of people are not focusing. A lot of people have stopped writing notes. That's okay. This is the first, well, this is the second and the last time I'm going to be spending my time and energy doing this. So please focus, right? There is something what's called power prospecting. Now, P, okay, so what you need to do is exactly like the way I've written power on your notes, please write power this way. Now, what does P stands for? People with great passion can make the impossible happen. So what does it mean? Look for passionate people. Passionate about what? Passionate about anything. Passionate people are good people to work with. They always like something new because they have passion with them. O stands for opening the mind or open mind. People with a closed mind are not fun to work with. People with open mind, people with open perspective are fun to work with. Okay, W. Where are they now? You should always know where or which position is your prospect in. So if your prospect tells you, I'm looking for a full-time job, I've got 3 days left, I'm on a visit visa, please help me, should you be telling them about Renown? No. But if somebody comes and tells you, you know what, the company has told us to look for another job, but we have 3 months more, my visa is secured, can you help? Yes. Because both the situations are very, very different. So W stands for where are they now? E stands for engage radar. Guys, whenever I go to any place, coffee shop, party, somebody else's house, I always keep looking left and right. Engaging a radar. Radar, looking for people. Looking for people. I'm searching. And if I find somebody exciting, if I find somebody nice, I go and approach them, right? So you got to engage radar. And the last one is reassurance. Please understand, reassurance is all what the prospects are looking for. So when you tell them, don't worry, our company has changed many lives, we can even help with yours, that'll be okay. Now, this is something what's called a funnel and a pipeline stage, okay? And since I'm not seeing a lot of people out here who are actively, well, I can see some more people, so fine, we keep continuing, right? Funnel stage. And the very first thing is awareness. What is awareness? You're giving them something about Renown, but not everything about Renown. You give them something and see if they're interested. If they're interested, go to the next step, which is called discovery. This is where you qualify your lead, you do your initial meeting, and you define prospect needs. You should know what your prospect needs. Because only when you know what your prospects need, can you really proceed. Third thing is called evaluation. You got to make an offer. Join gold. Join gold. Step number 6 is negotiation. No, I cannot afford gold. Take silver. Oh, now there is no silver. Okay, take AI. That's called negotiation and finalizing. Once that actually happens, you are doing also something called intent check. Somebody said, oh, I really want to join the business, but I can't afford gold. Very good. Join the business in AI. Whenever you make the money, go for gold. You need to do something called an intent check. And the last one is called the purchase and loyalty. Deliver the product, right? Now, changing a prospect to clients is a, again, continuous process. Starts with prospecting, then it's cultivating, building a strong relationship, positioning, demonstrating your value, and developing innovative solutions how you and your team can actually grow faster. And fourth one is delivering a win-win proposal. You need to have an action plan. Your team needs to have an action plan. But your team will never have an action plan if you don't have an action plan. If you don't have an action plan, go back to your outline. Define an action plan. You need to have an objective. You need to have a strategy. You need to have collaborative support, scheduled meetings. Action is key, right? Check for feedback. Check whether what action plan is put, whether that's being implemented, because action plan is the key, right? Engaging virtual teams. Now, ever since we have actually started working on this wonderful platform, which is called Zoom, you can actually engage virtual teams. Ladies and gentlemen, when we actually talk about 55 countries, a lot of virtual teams I'm actually working on a daily basis. Sometimes on Zoom, sometimes on Boredom, sometimes on ToTalk, sometimes on Facebook Messenger or LinkedIn or just Facebook, right? You got to engage virtual team. Now, what does engagement mean? Engagement can even be to the tune of saying good morning, Facebook world. Do it. Good morning, Facebook world. Do it. Engage people to your post. Engage people. Get people talking to you. Tell people that you're alive. Good morning, Facebook friends. Have a happy Saturday, everybody. Have a blessed Sunday, everybody. All of the people who are actually following me on my Facebook, do you realize that it is not only about MLM that I post? Right? I keep posting. It cannot be a single communication. Right? Jagan, are you there?
Yes, coach.
Jagan, did you see the post on kidnapping?
Yes, coach.
You saw the post? You thought it was funny?
Yes, yes, coach.
Yeah, you thought it was funny. So why did I put that? You can't be all the time serious about only serious posts. So sometimes I put jokes. And that was a very funny video,
Yes.
right? That was a very, very funny video. Post something funny. It doesn't have to be looking for 4 people who are serious to join my business. No. Start engaging, dialoguing. Right? We're organizing a women's group who wants to actually go to Bangkok. Be creative. You can write anything. Engaging is the most important thing. Do it. And when you start engaging, you will see better results. Now, how many names do you have on your phone contact list? Now, when you go to the word contact, you go all the way down, you will see a number. Now, please understand one thing. Nobody, no matter who you are, no matter where you come from, you don't simply store somebody's name on your phone. And sometimes you forget who they are. Nothing wrong in giving them a call or sending them a message and saying, hello, how are you? Right? Social media prospecting. You can do it on YouTube, you can do it on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Snapchat, and Facebook. Just remember, start engaging with your clients. Now, for all the people who are actually prospecting on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, I would say start your video logs. Video logs is introducing yourself via video to your prospects, to everybody out there, friends, family, everybody. It could be the slightest, smallest message. It need not do anything with you now, but it can actually start with that. Start engaging. Start telling people you are active on social media. People only associate with active people on social media, right? Invitation for Zooms, right? Now, Mel has made so many videos. in so many different languages how to actually invite people to a Zoom call. And I think this working life program is rocks. It was very easy because at one point, without even going to India, you could do a presentation in India, from Sri Lanka, from what do you call Istanbul, from Turkey, from Malaysia, Indonesia, and go on and on and on. Use the tools that are given for you guys, right? Every day we have standard Zoom presentations. There's a lot of coffees and clinics, which is actually a learn and support system. We like to create new presenters. Why? Because confidence people is who makes the money. And again, if you want to be successful in our business, you got to attend Zoom in larger numbers. We are Team Blitz. We are all about strength in numbers. And right now, we are the #1 team in the world. We've opened the maximum number of countries across the maximum number of continents. We believe in strength in numbers. We're just getting started. Which only India and Africa. I know how busy we're going to get. But we promise we'll come to every country out there and help each and every one of you, provided you're willing to learn. A lot can happen in a year. Guys, 2020, it started off in a different way. It's reached a different place. I said this in the beginning of the year. A lot can happen in a year. 2020 can be the best year of your life, or it can be the worst year of life. But you need to decide whether you want it to be the best or be the worst. As Team Blitz, our mantra is, I can do it. I will do it. We can do it. We will do it. Right? Thank you so much for paying attention and being a part of this training program. I just need to go visit the restroom, so let me just